Welcome everybody, I'm Mr. Wadsworth and I'm the Head of Humanities, and I'm just going to run through what we do across our subject base with an idea of what you might look to doing at GCSE in terms of humanities subjects. So humanities is one of those places where we live and breathe culture. It really is the heart of what's going on in the world. It allows you to understand everything going on around you, around the world, whether it's through observation of the processes of things like multinational corporations or whether it's small startup businesses. It allows us to understand how economics changes the way we perceive things. But it also allows us to look into the past. It allows us to touch history through looking at local studies that might actually be relevant to your own lives. But it also allows us to think about how people's experiences have changed over time. So for instance, you might be having conversations with Holocaust survivors or actually going on trips to find out more about how people lived through specific events.
Hi Year 9, my name is Miss Foster and I teach GCSE RE at the Manor Academy. So for this video I'm going to go over a couple of the topics that you will study if you take it as one of your options and why it's such a beneficial topic to take. So why study GCSE RE? It's a chance to explore some of the big questions about the world around us. Some of these questions, for example, are men and women equal? What causes crime? And should you always stand up for what you believe in? A range of viewpoints are considered, such as religious ones, all the way to scientific beliefs, so you get a really diverse view on the world. Studying religion helps you understand different cultures and raise your cultural awareness. It's also an amazing opportunity to give you valuable insight into the diverse beliefs and opinions held by people today. It helps you with your own personal development and supports an understanding of the spiritual, moral and social and cultural questions around this world. It also gives students time to explore your own personal beliefs as we look at different inquiry questions.
So if you're looking at different humanities subjects that you might want to choose going forward, you've obviously got some key choices to make. Now, one of your compulsory choices is between history and geography, so I'll talk about that in a moment. But actually you've also got some other choices that you could make which may really be influenced by your future career or your general interests or even the direction you want to go at post-16.
Hi, I'm Miss Derbyshire and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about GCSE Geography. GCSE Geography is such a fantastic subject to study for a number of different reasons. The first one is because it's such an irrelevant subject. It's always stuff on the news about GCSE Geography, things like the volcanoes that have erupted in Iceland, the earthquakes in New Zealand, and all the debates about climate change and the ice melting in the Arctic. Not only this, but geography allows you to gain a deeper understanding about the world we live in, and we discover the forces that have shaped our landscape, creating stunning features such as waterfalls and breathtaking landscapes such as deserts and rainforests. Geography also enables you to understand how humans interact with the world we live in and why it's essential to protect the planet for future generations. Along with this, the human side of geography helps you understand really complex issues such as migration, development, and why some areas in the UK are more deprived than others. My personal favourite subject that I study at GCSE is the natural hazards topic, as you learn how destructive and dangerous the world can actually be, and how humans as well are trying to kind of reduce these risks and limit the devastation that these hazards can cause. Geography is a truly incredible subject that teaches you not only about the world that we live in, but how humans interact with it as well. If you have any more questions, please speak to me or your geography teacher to find out more about GCSE Geography. Thank you for listening.
So in business, for example, the topics you study at GCSE might be things like startup businesses and how to actually create your own business ideas. In the past in business we've looked at things like running a summer fair, and you get to engage in lots of activities to do with actual business within school. But you'll also look at some of the much larger businesses around the world, some of the multinational corporations that we'll study, and even how political events can affect some of those. So from Brexit to the COVID situation that we're in at the moment, how have businesses coped? How have they adapted? How have they changed to the situations?
Welcome. It would have been really nice to actually meet you in the flesh, but unfortunately we're not able to do that due to the current situation. The big question I always find when we are at Options Evening is, what is business? So some of you will have experience with business in terms that you might have family members who have their own business, or you've heard the term before, what business is, but you might not be clear about, well, what actually do you study when you are doing business with Mrs. Dunn? So in theme 1, we're looking at that small business. We look at the external environment. How are our competitors going to impact upon our business? How is it going to be affected by the economy? COVID situation, how would that have affected our business? Theme 2, that is all about big companies. How do we grow those huge companies, public limited companies, global multinationals. Do they grow organically, or are they going to look at takeover and mergers of other businesses? So we look at businesses themselves. We'll start to investigate them. Maybe McDonald's, maybe the car companies. We'll look at different types of businesses. Business is about developing your skills as a leader, your skills as a manager, coming up to be able to make those decisions. So, why do business? And I ask my students this because I love business, it's my passion. Right? I've been in industry, I've worked in industry, and I understand that understanding how an organisation works means that you will have those opportunities to be promoted, you will have those opportunities to progress and to develop your career once you have moved out of education. Professions, well, marketing, human resources, you could go into law, corporate law, you might go into business law, employment law. You may decide that actually you want to go into the finance side, go into accountancy, work into analysis, data analysis. There is an immense amount of opportunities if you study business. And really at the end of the day, it's a fabulous subject.
So I hope that's been really helpful for you thinking about what to choose at GCSE, but also a good introduction to what we do in Humanities and helps you to understand the difference between the 4 courses that are on offer.